And yes, system says we are live. Hello, everyone.
Yay!
Hello, Paul. Today, my second guest is amazing Paul Kearny from Ireland, but he's a traveling Tipperary man, right? That's your.
Yes, yeah, traveling all over the world. Yeah, they seek him here, they seek him there, they seek him everywhere. Yeah,
If there is a home. For now, he's based in Ireland, but he travels all around the world for classes to either facilitate himself or for other things. And he's also a joy of business facilitator. Like we have spoken in the morning with my guest, Simone Millicis. Paul has a different perspective, and I think it is very helpful for many people who has been in this realities, presumptive and reactive reality kind of workspace. And it is so totally game changer. What I was talking with Simone was even before the presumptive and reactive realities as a topic that came out, business done different, and the way we talk about business access was a game changer, and it was beyond presumptive and reactive realities. But in your perspective, when you compare your corporate business life, you were with Coca-Cola, right? And now you're doing business. What are the changes and what are you noticing with yourself and the way you do business?
yeah. Thank you, Isabel, and great to be here. Yeah, totally different. It's a different, different world. So presumptive realities are realities that we presume are true. Whether they're true or not is a different kettle of fish. But it is our ability to see what's actually true. And so
Mhm.
often we presume things without asking a question, and it's the lack of question that creates the problem. And it's like when we're willing to be in the question and see, okay, what's actually required here? What do I know here? And what's truly possible? Everything starts to change. And it's actually
Mhm.
acknowledging the difference that is. So I may have to move here. It may be a little bit
It's all right.
noisy. Let's see
We're
how we go.
we're we're
Yeah.
receiving Ireland restaurant energy.
Yes,
How does it
exactly.
make
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah,
better?
yeah. In the background, yeah. And
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
actually acknowledging the difference that you be. So it's yeah, everything is different. Even if you're doing the same thing, you notice you've changed. And it's like when you acknowledge that you've changed and actually letting go of the presumptive realities and the need of reactive realities. Because the need of reactive realities is where you're either looking for a reaction or you're functioning from a reaction. So you're being
Mhm.
reactive. Versus actually being proactive, taking the action, being the question, creating your life as you desire to see it, which is a totally different way of operating. And it's like a lot of people may be doing it, we're all doing it subconsciously, but it's actually acknowledging, okay, what question can I be here?
Mhm. Beautiful. I was just about to ask you actually, because there are also a lot of people using these tools, but maybe new at the moment and also caught up between this reality and the different way of being, talking
Yeah.
about being maybe something new. What would you suggest someone who is stuck in the construct of this reality's form of business? Like corporate mentality, and what kind of tools were the ones that really took you out of that space?
Yeah, well, I'm still working through that. There's a lot
Of
in that,
course,
but it's
of course.
no, no no form, no structure, no significance. So it's one of the 10 keys to freedom from the book written by Gary Douglas and Dane Here, the founders of Access Consciousness, and it really is a big one because the corporate reality is all about it's all about form, structure, and significance, and it makes an absolutely huge difference when you function from no form, no structure, no significance. Just 1 second, as I go, I'm just going
Sure,
to
sure.
move so I can get a quieter spot. Just 1 second.
Mhm. I don't know if you're gonna hear me, but oh, he dropped. Let's see if I'll wait for him. Maybe the internet is not. as strong as where he has gone. We'll see. And how does it get any better? We talk about maybe similar things with different certified facilitators, but all of them have their own taste and have their own take in every aspect of life and where they use the tools. And that is the gift of these conversations. And I'm truly grateful for everyone who has been here. Let's see. Bye-bye. How is everyone? How is it in your world? If you have any question about business, you can write it while waiting for Paul. One thing I can talk about business, I thought I had no capacity with business because I was trying to fit into rules, regulations, structures of this reality's way of making business. And it didn't work until I met Access and Access Consciousness Tools. Yeah, I was just talking about my journey about business and how everything shifted with Access. You may have a nice waiting period until your food comes, so we're keeping you occupied, Paul.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, no form, no structure, no significance is huge because it has a huge amount of presumptive realities and also a need of reactive realities where you're expecting people to react in certain ways. And rather than you creating, what you're doing is you're actually waiting for the response of somebody else. So rather than you creating your reality, you're waiting for the response of somebody else. And the form, structure, and significance makes everything solid and real, and it can't move. So the way I often look at it is like an ecosystem. So when you see a forest and like a tree can fall over, everything will adjust, everything will move, everything is fully malleable, everything is fully changeable. And when we're in the question, that's what starts to happen. Everything starts to open up to change, and it's like it's being willing to let go of the right and wrong, being willing to let go of the good and bad, and actually see that everything is changeable.
Yeah. And business usually is the place where we also go to a lot of proving,
Yeah.
right? And that also comes along with reactive realities. How did you get out of that? It may be a work in progress. It is with me, because the one person you're trying to prove things to is yourself mostly.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and sometimes you're trying to prove the funniest points of view that you're worthless or you're not important or you're not strong enough or blah blah blah, whatever it may be. So with all these tools, it's like, as Brendan Watt said, it's a marathon, not a sprint, and it's acknowledging that it takes time. And like we've done 4 trillion years of this reality. So it's going to take a bit of time to unwind some of these things. And some of these
Yeah,
things are opening up at rapid spaces and like what can we jump into. But I think just continuing to have the willingness to show up, the willingness to be curious, the willingness to ask questions and just see what's possible beyond it, because you can get it like that. And it's like we're all already conscious and we just have to acknowledge, wow, I'm already conscious. What do I actually know here? And it's such a simple question, but it's a very powerful one. What do I actually know here?
yeah. And what I see also as you speak is because it goes with your awareness and consciousness, the way we talk about business and we apply the tools with through Business Done Different or Joy of Business or any other class that you take. Even in foundation we talk about business, and I see this as we have started Access started a way. This is the way of working for future. Now we stepped into something different, but I can perceive that this can be a working like you said, ecosystem of business that will have more and more wavelengths and more effects in the future. What do you perceive of that?
Yeah, totally. And it's not just access consciousness. My sense is that it's access consciousness is leading the way. I'd say it's a pioneer, but also that there's a whole pile of organizations that are looking to work with
Yeah.
consciousness and looking to
Yeah.
change the planet. There's, I would say, from talking to business leaders, I think there's an acknowledgement that we can't continue to keep treating the planet as we are. We can't
Yeah.
continue to keep treating people as we are. That we can't keep continue to do business as we are. We have to do things different, and that's part
Yeah.
of what business done different is all about. It's actually looking at it different and what would work for you, what would work for your business, what would work for the planet, and it's like including people, allowing
Mhm.
people to be the center of it, and that's part of what we're doing with the bars and business that we're bringing in, where it's actually valuing people and acknowledging, wow, everything is possible here. All these tools can be applied, and it makes it a more conscious workplace, but it also makes it more enjoyable, more fun, happier. Everything starts
Yeah.
to open up and change.
Totally. Totally. And I have been reading news, as you mentioned. It's also about supply and demand. The younger generation looking more for companies who are at least sensitive to environmental issues,
Yeah.
not having child workers and abuse of their workers. This is a big demand, and the companies are also. I have been reading it since 20 years, maybe, that this new generation is some looking for something different. And as we demand, and as new people demand, everything is changing. Like you said, I think we're living in an exciting time.
Yeah, it's huge change. At a business meeting this morning, actually, and it was one of the managers there was talking about um, how work is done, and it's like rather than everybody having to come to the office and having to be there from 9 o'clock till 5 o'clock and you're tied to a desk, it's a different game now. It's like people
Hmm.
are looking, okay, what task needs to get done, can we get it done, and in what time can I get it done? And if you're faster than somebody else, so be it. But it's a totally different way of creating and producing. I think it's far more flexible, and I think it's changing. Companies are adapting, people are adapting. It's a different time. It's a different
Yeah,
time.
yeah. Thank you. And I know you have some gems to share with us. So
Yeah,
a few clearings, if you would like to share them, it might help a lot of people.
yeah, totally. I'm happy to do that. Just 1 second till I dig them up. So these came from Joy of Business. So Simone, the founder of Joy Business, kindly put together some clearings, which I think are really powerful. So
Mhm.
I'll just give a quick. So, presumptive reality is where you've decided this is so, where it really is or not. You presume that it is true and you take it for granted as being true without question. You've got to realize that presumptive realities are how we predict the future here in this reality, which is not true, not real, and not necessary. You have a presumptive reality that something will or won't happen. So you determine and conclude based on the results you desire or are avoiding because you actually choose before you actually choose. If you simply ask questions, then you create something entirely different. You can create anything. We can choose anything. So, some of the clearings. How
Mhm.
many presumptive realities do you have with business? Everything that is times a Godzillion will destroy and uncreate now, please.
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine boys, shorts, poets, and beyond. How many presumptive realities do you have of what success is? Everything that is times a Godzillion will destroy and uncreate now, please.
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, poets, and beyond. It's actually quite a strong one, isn't it? About what success.
Wow.
We've such a
Yeah.
view about what success is, what success isn't, whether I'm
Yeah.
successful, whether I'm not successful. And then, how many presumptive realities do you have with and as money? Everything that is times a Godzillion trying to create. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, poets, and beyond. And what happens is we presume, okay, this will make me money, this will not make me money, this will make me a million, this will make me 10 million. And it's all presumptive realities rather than being the question, will this actually make me money? Will this person be a contribution to my business? Will this person actually help me to create more wealth or more riches? And it's actually acknowledging what's true for you and what you know. because the more that you trust what you know, everything starts to open. But also new spaces, new possibilities start to open because you're asking different questions.
Totally, totally.
So, how many presumptive realities do you have with receiving?
Mm.
Everything that is times God said He was trying to create.
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine boys, shorts, poverts, and beyonds.
Being the mouthpiece for everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll give you one more.
Yes.
So, how many presumptive realities do you have that business is difficult? Everything that is times God said He was trying to create. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, poverts, and beyonds. You create presumptive realities from a very early age. They are the things that control us and determine what we've already decided at some point or another that we can have or not have.
Beautiful.
And then last one, how many presumptive realities of functioning from other people's points of view are you using to choose rather than being in question? Because question is what will create the possibilities, not trying to work it out. Everything that is times God's in is trying to create. Right,
Yes.
wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, boys, shorts, poets, and beyond. Presumptive realities are based on right and wrong.
Yes. Thank you so
So,
much. They are really, yeah.
yeah, they're pretty damn strong, aren't they?
Yeah. It
It's
seems
like,
like a
boom,
simple
boom.
sentence, and I'm like, oop.
Yeah, totally. And it's like it's on core things: money,
Yes. Yes.
success, business, yourself, how you view
Yes.
yourself. And it's like your point of view about you creates your world. So, how many points of view are you holding in place with presumptive realities and needed reactive realities that if you actually let go of would allow you to have more of you?
Whew.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Everything that is good, bad, right, wrong, pop, pock, all nine, boys,
Yes.
shorts, poets, and beyond. And how many PRs, so presumptive realities, and NORs, needed reactive realities, and NOR slime, so the reactive systems, are you using to hold in place the limitations that stop you from being the greatness and the magnificence of you? Everything that is good, bad, right, wrong, pop, pock, all nine, boys, shorts, poets, and beyond. And what joy, what magic, and what energy is available for you that you've never considered beyond the PRs, the NORs, and the Norse line that allows you to be the magnificence of you? Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, pock, all nine, boys, shorts, poets, and beyond.
I think
Tony!
I will go lie down after this a
Yeah, yeah,
little.
yeah. Knockout punch. Boom. Yeah.
Yes, it is totally. Thank you so much for all of that, Paul. And do you have any classes coming up on business?
Yes, I've loads actually. I have energy pull starting next week in the morning, actually, which
Nice.
it's gifting and receiving with the earth. On
Uh-huh.
the middle of May, so 15th, 16th, and 17th, I'm in Rome for Business Done Different. So that's going to be at a class beside the Colosseum. So how does it get any better than that? So that'll
Nice.
be cool.
Uh-huh.
And at the end of the month, the 30th, I have a 2 hour workshop called Creating Your Life. So it's tools to create your life.
Beautiful, beautiful. And as we have talked about before, you can find Paul Kearney at Access Consciousness website from his public profile,
Yeah.
and you will see the list of classes that he is going to facilitate soon, all of which are mind blowing, I know. And thank you for your gift, Paul, and thank you for being here.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Bye, everyone. Bye, Paul. See you somewhere in the world.
Yeah, see you soon, guys.